What do you do if your child tells you they are being bullied? Well, I'm MG, I'm a children's author, and I also run anti-bullying workshops in schools. Now, my son told me he was being bullied very early on in the stages of his bullying, and at that time he was about 6.5. And I remember after, me reading him a story at bedtime, he said, "Mum, there's something I need to tell you." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "I think I'm being bullied." And I asked him, tell me what's been going on. And he told me it was the usual name calling, pushing, shoving, just being generally unkind, but it had been going on for quite a number of weeks. And I thought, okay, so it seems to be, the classic bullying. And so I said to him, "Thank you for telling me. Make sure you know it's not your fault, because it's not your fault. Remind yourself it's not your fault." And I said to him, "What would you like me to do?" Now, that might seem like a really stupid thing to ask a 6.5-year-old, but I knew he was in a situation that he felt out of control of, because I had been bullied as a child. And when you're bullied, you feel totally out of control. There's nothing you can do to control this situation. So he said to me, I wanted you to know, and I want to wait and see what happens. So that's what we did. We kept an eye on the situation. We kept monitoring what was going on. We were regularly checking in with each other. I was always seeing, what the situation was like at drop off and pick up, and checking his demeanour, just seeing what he was like, whether he was still, himself. And that opened the conversation for us. We would regularly check in with each other and we'd keep an eye on it. And unfortunately, things progressed to a level where we did have to get the school involved, and it did go on for a number of years. But the key thing was to listen. Now, I could have gone all kind of, mama bear over it and wanting to protect my child at all costs. And I did want to protect my child at all costs. But I knew going in guns blazing would probably make the situation worse. And so I just had to stop and listen to what he had to say. And in our case, in the beginning, we did monitor the situation. If your child tells you they're being bullied, everyone's child is going to be at a different stage. You might not be able to wait and see. You might have to go straight to the school. So use your judgment. But the key thing is to remain calm, because if you go off on one, if you lose your temper, if you get all defensive and all angry, you are actually going to scare your child, and they're going to be very reluctant to tell you anything. And that's what you don't want. You want your child to be able to tell you everything that's going on. So remain calm and listen.